Hello and welcome to our first episode of 2026 on Education on the Budget. I'm the host T Love, my co-host.
Carter said,
We're going to talk about some different things, but the first thing we're going to talk about is money. We need to be mindful of spending money. Do you realize grocery stores are set up in a way so that they make you come in and go down every aisle, look for what you find, trying to find what you're looking for?
yeah, I would kind of think that would make sense because when I was at Walmart, when I worked at Walmart some years back, they had like these things where they will put certain like things in certain parts of the store around particular times, and then like some days they'll have like I come in and they'll have like a complete renovation, meaning like the clothes would be in a completely different spot. It'd be in the same section, so like you would have like a box, like where in the middle is always just say it's apparel, right, which is clothes. So the middle is always going to be closed, but it depends on what type of clothes they put there at particular times. Yeah, so it's always going to stay in that box, but it's just going to be in different areas in that box. So
that's the psychological trick that consumers that they actually do. Have you also noticed that all the stuff you want to get from a store is on the backside or away from the front entrance? Like bread, milk, produce is off to the side. So you have to go searching for it. Now I learned that they move stuff around all the time in grocery stores. Sam's Club does it all the time. It's annoying because you get used to it set up a certain way. When I go to the store, I go with a plan. I never go in hungry. Never go hungry because you always see things that you want. I never go hungry. I make sure I eat something.
Food.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, there are tricks that they do that. And they've learned over time that's what impulse shopping is.
Impulse shopping, like so pretty much like. Are you talking about like emotional spending? Does it fall under that category?
Yes, it does.
About something different.
Like how do they have when they come out? We go to the checkout. What's right then at the register?
Like candy, all type of shit.
Exactly, that's impulse.
Enticing things.
Right, that's impulse shopping. They do it like that so that you buy it.
Yeah,
it's like they move stuff around. It's psychological, right? They move things around in grocery stores to make you go up and down aisles trying to find something that you know was not there when last time you went there. But they also put things that are going to be very sellable, like eggs, bread, like Walmart has produce right up front. Vegetables, because they're going to be going bad, so they want you to see that. But you have green peppers and bell peppers and onions right close to the front. Bananas way in the back where the bread is, which is really crazy. When I'm coming in for lettuce, I got to go the whole aisle of produce just with the lettuce. But I've had all the things that I want to think about with the lettuce.
Yeah, and now this is the certain things that I understood like at a young age, which is like so my brain, I found out like I can understand like. I don't know if this is just something that across the board, if I just tapped into something that everybody has, but I just tapped into it at an early age, but earlier than others, or maybe this is just, I don't know if this is tailored specifically to me or if this is something I just tapped into is my point. But it seems that I was always able to, without being taught anything, rather if I was a kid or now I can see something and then it's like, it'll remind me of something else. And I was like, oh my, holy shit, that's what like the images or like what our ancestors did with the hieroglyphs, that's what they're supposed to do. When you're supposed to look at a picture, you're supposed to like know what it means. And then so like they have like just like the Bible. The Bible is full of it's stories, but it's like allegorical stories. Now, some things in there are meant to be taken literally, right. Some things are meant to be like it's like a message. It's like dragons; they speak in riddles, nigga. You don't try to
decipher it.
Yeah, linear. So now. One thing that's very interesting that's relevant to this conversation, and I watched this movie a few years back. I think it came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, 2016 or 2017. It's called Arrival. So now this movie it was like a big thing when it came out. It wasn't that big, like Avengers level type, but it was like
up there. I talking about Arrival with the big black thing in the background, the white lady in front. I watched them, but that was so good.
Listen,
and how she was communicating to the glass. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Come on, bro. So look, and then the reason, so the spirit is speaking to me right now about that movie. So now I have to watch it again now with a new level of understanding.
Yes.
So I don't want to veer too much off topic, but it's interesting because these aliens, these extraterrestrials. They're because I watched this movie before and I remember what was happening. So I haven't watched it again yet, but this is everything based upon what I remember.
My timeline too because I want to watch it again too.
So now, and speaking of timeline, that's exactly what I was going into. So it seems that the aliens or these extraterrestrials, their language has everything to do with the way that they live, and so it shows me now and how language dictates. Like we don't think this, but language will dictate how we learn. It'll dictate like the way we move, actually, and the way we operate. And then I was thinking, like, damn, just like how like you got English, and then you got spells, you got all this, and I'm like, wow,
the adjectives, verbs, all this other stuff. Where did all this knowledge come from? Who made up all these rules?
Yeah, like cursive. Then I found out why I took that out of school, and it makes sense. They want to sever everything, and what I mean, you know what I mean. And anything that goes against like, fuck you mean. So they want to sever anything that can bridge you to the next, to the other side. If y'all want to understand what I mean, just watch the season 5 of Stranger Things. It's been going on for a whole entire series, but this Stranger Things is now showing y'all a lot of the things that I've been understanding, like growing up. I've been knew about these dimensions. I've been knew about these things. So like, what y'all see as a fad or like something that seems like a bandwagon, they're starting to, or a selling point. They're starting to dive deep into these things, like the comic books. The comic books had these stories back in the 60s. It had these stories back in the 50s. And so that's what y'all have to understand. So then where did they get that stuff from? Where did these writers get this stuff from? How come Stan Lee and then another black writer, what made them come up with the concept of Black Panther? And then when you watching the movie, then you got the Panther God, and then how
the time has come for you to come home and be reunited with me.
how the Panther God and the stone crashed here years ago, and it just make you think how nothing just happens is by coincidence. That shit is crazy. But anyways, that made me think about how like so now with that, right, with the language, so it seems that in the movie Arrival, it's like I think we were programmed that time is like linear, so we would go like A, B, C, and D, when really it's like just there, and then it's like depending on where you at up here, it depends on where you at physically. You get what I'm saying? Which is crazy. So the aliens, when they will disperse this ink-like substance, and then that ink-like substance is their language. So what's interesting is, it's in a form of a circle. So when I was meditating one time while I was asleep, it was showing me this too. So it's like that's why I identify with this movie. So I got the same message, it's just in a different way. So it seems like, okay, they show you timelines as linear. Even when they depict a timeline in front of you, pay attention to how they do the timeline. They do it like lines. It's like one, this, third. So then they'll start from anywhere from there, say, okay, 1945, and they'll say 1955, and they'll say 1970. And they evolve all the way to, so it's showing you a linear time path. So with these aliens, the ink circle, it's like their language, it's like it's all happening at the same time. So if you keep watching the movie and you're paying attention, they said that, because when she asked him, she's like, why you was here? They was like, in 3,000 years, or they say something there in the future, that whatever their species was, the extraterrestrials, they said they was going to need the humans' help in the future. So I was reading the comments, and somebody in the comments had said something very interesting. It was like, by their language being like that, they're able to see everything at the same time. So the entire species, they have developed where they can see the past, the present, the future all the time. The guy
Men in Black 3, the guy that
yes, bro, exactly what I'm saying.
There,
and then he like, oh, is this gonna happen? Oh, okay, boom, boom. So it's
based on the reactions of the present time. Things take the road, the future goes in that direction. Okay,
so now you understand why I'm like, it's like a channeling kind of thing. When I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm thinking, I'll like look away, or it's like it seems like wood burning thing. Like you see, he was doing that same thing in the movie. That's the same thing was happening. It's like my brain get to become a supercomputer, and it'll start. So that's why I say, like, other people, I think they have struggles with finding that source. But me, I have an issue. I have to learn how to dial it
down.
Yeah,
like the girl, like the movie that the lady had someone put her body and it leaked out her body and she got leaked out.
Lucy.
Love that movie.
Really, I watched that movie 3 times.
I have too. I love that movie.
It's crazy.
That's profound that not only that's profound, but that we worked at Walmart before. That's bad. That's crazy. We both worked at Walmart.
Oh yeah, Wally World.
Yeah,
that was probably the craziest job I ever had. As far as like just daily interactions, like that shit is a whole like. And I have to think about it. Like this is a gym, right? So you only got certain kinds of people that come here, even if they not really gym type people, but they still certain kinds of people. I see why they call that Wally World. Walmart, you got motherfuckers from all different walks of life in that motherfucker.
Poor people, rich people,
all type of shit.
Black, white, Indian,
don't matter. They motherfuckers it's a farmland in that motherfucker. It's like a style of randomness. It's like you
realize that they're the reason that a lot of mom and pop companies have demise.
Yes, because they start doing everything into one. I started noticing that, right? And the reason why I started looking into Walmart because so my cousin stay in Texas. The ones I just seen him yesterday before he left. Or he left this morning. Now the thing is, he was in Texas around the time where that stuff with this. I started seeing heavy military activity, right? So one time, man, we was coming from Texas. We was driving past Walmart. So like in the Walmart that I worked at. So I'm like, what the fuck going on? So then I'm seeing like they had a semi truck. They had 2 semi trucks pulling out tanks. What the fuck is Walmart doing with y'all pulling out tanks?
They may have some underground stuff.
So listen, I started to realize why with this whole stuff where people started noticing things like Wally World. It's like we moved to a town in fucking Oregon, and then like we started noticing weird shit.
Right.
Okay, like everybody noticing disappearances over the course of fucking 200 plus years.
But then they weren't paying attention then.
Exactly. So then you got certain people out the town that's like, nah, hold on. Let me see what this is. Then they found out it's a whole fucking entity that like to eat children. So
that I love the movie.
Yeah, which is interesting. That's another thing too. They coming out with all of these like movies that play on your fears. That's why it's really important. Stranger Things is doing that too. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. With the Stranger Things, so they showing you how like with Vecna, all of that. They showing you how what this goes back to what I was saying about them trying to cut you off from source. They trying to cut everything, your language, everything you do, the way you speak. They even took cursive out the schools. Now the reason why I mentioned the cursive is because they don't want you to have no type of way to no signature, no nothing, because they want to like completely blank you out. Because if they're teaching us something in school, it's like I notice when I do cursive, my brain I will think differently or operate differently than I thought about spells, and I thought about signatures. Then I thought about like sigils. Once you look up sigils, McDonald's, these major corporations, they put sigils, which is a certain kind of spell work. They put sigils on the company as like a protection, and then they use colors that play on our lower chakra systems. So like that's
closer to it.
Yes, that's why. And then they come out with a commercial, right? And then the commercial would be it entice you to be hungry. So then it's the red, yellow, and the orange. So the root chakra, that's your red. That's the survival. That's the base. That's the base of your spine. That's the first chakra. Then you got the sacral chakra, which is a yellow one. That's the creativity, sensualization, sexuality, creativity, all that type of shit. Then you got the solar plexus, which is your where it's like where you I found out that's why we had to say have a gut feeling, because that's where we store shame. So that's when people feeling shame, they solar plexus turn like the opposite way. So, because you have these energy centers in your body, these chakras. So, what they did was, the chakra system is like a system that they go off of to dictate your morality code. So, if everything spin clockwise going this way and counterclockwise coming out, because the energy centers in your body, these are real things. So they enact actions, or they entice things in programs. They create programs to invert your chakra system. So then you will be living the opposite. You'll be living flipped. So that's how they get you. And then all this stuff come out of that, aging faster, because we going against nature. You see what I'm saying?
That's another thing too. That's why I stopped recognizing my birthday, because the more you recognize that, the more your brain is telling your body you're getting older, and your body will start showing that. Because
I realized that this stuff, or this shit we call God or whatever, It responds to a frequency. It don't give a fuck about your feelings. Like people, when people think that they mean like we thinking of a mad entity or something. No, it doesn't respond to like it doesn't respond to like your feelings per se. It does respond to your feelings, but not in the way you think. Like you just feel something and just respond. No, it has to like it's like a filtering process. And so it responds to a frequency is my whole entire point. So that's why I was talking about the thing in our previous episodes about money. And I'm realizing that no, I may not be where I want to be financially. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not good or okay. But what I'm saying is I may not know certain things or I might not be at certain levels yet to speak on certain things, but certain things I do understand. Because it's not just money. That's just with everything across the board. Everything is just a frequency. I'm realizing. So when you feeling like negative and you like they even speaking about they even show you this in Stranger Things. It's like whatever it's like in your conscious, the source, the God source is responding to how what your frequency is. So if you an emotional spender, or what you call, I want to use the term that you use. I ain't gonna say emotionally spending. I want to use the term you use. You said,
when did I use it?
When you was talking about the consumer psychological tricks.
Yeah.
It's you said something about how you didn't use that word. You used a different word. But anyways, it kind of mean the same thing. But those these things that I'm saying, it's like they play on the consumer thing is my point, and they have this like mentality. They kind of I understand why they have this mentality because it kind of makes sense, but they have this come chaos come order, right? Secondly, they got this thing where it's like by you accepting what they are bringing to you, you are also absolving them of the karma of what they're presenting to you, and you are putting that karma onto yourself. Now, I kind of understand this concept of where it's coming from. It's like a spiritual law thing that can't argue it. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like, I don't know. It's a I can't find the words to describe what I'm actually trying to say. But anyways, my point is, it's just crazy how we be just growing up in life or just experiencing life, and we just be thinking that these things just is or it's just be. But these things, or even if you know it's something behind it, you don't think that it's something like that behind it. We wouldn't think that corporations
are to the extent of
killing people, doing all kind of stuff just so they can make money. Then I had to think, okay, the money equal to power. So I was like, oh, so
they want to stay in power.
Yes, and then I'm like, okay, so all these motherfuckers don't have the same spirit you had. They don't have some of these motherfuckers don't have no souls. Or then on top of that, it ain't even really necessarily about the souls. Really, some of these motherfuckers, like these extraterrestrial beings, they not like you. They don't have that soul spark. Like what I'm saying is, just like how it is around other motherfuckers around, like some of these motherfuckers here probably ain't even human. Like you get what I'm saying?
I was gonna touch that too.
And so most people don't understand. Like when they think of an alien, they think of a weird, deformed,
right,
which is so weird. But I understand that program.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is because they can look just like you and I, act the same way, have the same emotions, but
especially if they have the ability to shapeshift. Oh my God!
And I believe some people in this gym are just that.
Yes, and maybe that's why some of them that come in, we be looking at some of them,
they know what our abilities are. That's why the guy is. I'm bringing this. We're gonna come back to the subject, but there's a guy he touched me every time he sees me. Every time
You told me about that.
I'm like, but I don't feel any negative. It's like it's almost like a shield.
Like an endearment kind of thing. I understand what you mean.
Or he's trying to protect me, or just keep a shield around me, type of thing.
That's interesting how you feel that every time he does it.
He did it the other day. He walked up to me. He was talking to somebody. Somebody said he walked up to me. How's it going? I'm like, I want to say, dude, why do you do that? But it's not my place to do that because he knows why he's doing it. He may not inherently know exactly why he's doing it, but he feels the need to do that. I don't know if it's something that I'm giving off to him or
right. Because sometimes people just do stuff without them realizing,
and they don't realize.
Because I didn't realize.
He walked right up to me. How's it going? Dude, nah, I'm talking to somebody else. You gonna make sure you gonna get this here.
Man, listen.
And I thought it was really weird.
Okay.
But I'm getting back to the subject.
Damn, that's all.
Yes. Do you realize why when we go to stores, they have things at eye level? People pay for that placement. Companies pay for that placement.
Yeah, because it's right there. And, okay, it's just like when your people used to send you to go look for some shit, right? And you'll be boom, 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 boom. For some whatever reason you can't find it, they come in there and they go right to it and find it. So it's just crazy because I still do this still to this day. Sometimes what I like my key, it'll be right on the dresser, and I guess depending on what's on my mind, for some reason I can't see it. So then I'm like, okay, I didn't went here. Okay, I go in my car. I go every other fucking room. I will go back in my room. 5 minutes later, it's in the exact spot my eyes was looking dead directly at.
The little sentence is was thinking about it bit you. But it's like that. Like I left this morning, and now mind you, I just got my house key replaced. And when I get to go get my brother's key to put in the machine, I said it's got to be blue one. He's blind, so he has a blue thing over one red one. It's got to be blue at the front door. Put it in there. Got a home key, printed out everything, and then I got it from the side door. My point is, I put it on the key ring, set it under the shelf, under the TV, so I look at it when I get up. Then look at it. While outside, I'm like, oh, left the key in the house. But I made the key so that I would have to be calling him to open up the door.